Alright, your old buddy Zoo here, but you'll notice I'm not in the studio. No sir, I'm filming this at Disney World. The line for this character meet and greet is about 45 minutes long. My kids are fine, my wife is fine. They all got snacks, they got drinks, and they all have strong opinions about which princess is the best princess. I have none of those things.
Do you want to build a snowman?
But what I do have are these Viture Luma Ultra XR glasses. These are the things making the weird Iron Man heads-up display on the footage here. A 152-inch screen floating in the air right in front of me, in a line at Disney World, in Florida. It's pretty cool. And your old buddy Zoo spent a little bit over a week testing these Viture glasses in some pretty extreme dad situations, just so you don't have to look like a goober at a theme park on your own. You're welcome. Oh, and by the by, these were sent over for free as a test unit. I'm not getting paid for this video. It's not sponsored. Viture didn't see anything beforehand. I just got these things and wore them around at Disney World for a week. For you, the viewer. Alright, so before we get back to the trip footage, I want to tell you what these things are, what you're looking at. These Luma Ultra glasses are XR glasses. It's not VR. You're not strapping a headset to your face and disappearing into a foam box. These look, at least from the outside, like a pair of slightly chunky sunglasses. Can you see that? They're just a little bit chunkier than maybe you would normally get. And you can see your surroundings through these. The screen is overlaid on top of the real world like a heads-up display. Except instead of telling you your speed or your direction, it's showing you whatever you want to watch or play on these glasses. It's actually super, super cool. And it's worlds apart from the other XR glasses I've reviewed over the last couple years. What powers this virtual screen floating in front of you are Sony Micro OLED panels. They have 1500 nits of brightness, and they get really bright even in the daytime sun in Florida, and they have a resolution of 1200p, which I'm going to have to ask you to trust me on this because capturing footage on a small little screen in here is hard, but they look incredible. This is not a phone screen squished into a pair of glasses. It's genuinely sharp, it's genuinely bright, and actually bright enough to see my content pretty clearly outside in Florida. And that's before I turned on the dimmer on the side here. Next up is this neckband. The neckband, weirdly enough, sits around your neck, and it looks a little bit like one of those Bluetooth speakers or maybe those powered fans you wear around your neck to keep cool. It's honestly not that weird looking at all, and it's a standalone Android 14 computer in here. It has its own processor, it has its own storage, its own Wi-Fi. It connects to the glasses with a single cable here, and suddenly you don't need a phone, you don't need a handheld, you don't need a laptop. The neckband is the computer, and the glasses are just the screen. Now the battery on the neckband here is about maybe 2.5 hours of active use. That matters because it's not an all-day solution by any stretch of the imagination, but we'll come back to that later. I can't stop gushing about the neckband on this because it makes the glasses truly hands-free, and it allows you plug-and-play access to the full 3D spatial experience where you can just pin a screen in place in the real world and walk around it, or look over here and the screen's not there anymore. Oh, there it is. Hi, screen. Now it's gone. I'm looking at my wall. That's pretty cool. You also don't have to use the neckband because they come with this magnetic to USB-C adapter. You can plug in a phone, you can plug in a handheld, you can plug in a laptop. Whatever you want to use as a source, these glasses will display it with this cord. But the neckband's for when you don't want to carry anything else. You want to be in your own little extended reality kind of world with these glasses. And it does it very well. Oh, and this little tap button here dims the glasses. Electrochromic dimming. You tap it once, and the world gets darker, like you're wearing sunglasses. Tap it again, and it lightens everything back up so you can see through the lenses. You can see your surroundings. You'll see me toggle this off and on a lot in the Disney World footage, depending whether I'm inside or outside, and it honestly worked really, really well. I never felt sick, I never felt disoriented, and I could walk and even ride rides with content going and not skip a beat. I didn't even feel like a little bit like I was going to puke. That's amazing. Like I said, there's more than one way to use the Luma Ultra glasses here, so I'm going to show you all three because they're genuinely different experiences. Case one is the neckband. This is what I used on the plane. I had my neckband around my neck, I had my glasses on, I had my phone in my pocket. I connected the neckband itself to Southwest Wi-Fi. I found some episodes of Deadliest Catch, and I watched them at 30,000 feet on what felt like a very large and very private screen. From the outside, the glasses just look dark. The image is only visible from directly behind the lenses, which means no more tilting your phone away from a stranger who's a looky-loo in the middle seat, no more deciding whether the movie you want to watch is appropriate for the kid sitting next to you, none of that. The neckband is also how I use these glasses at Disney World, especially since it was March Madness. I'm not trying to hold up my phone outside for 45 minutes. I kind of want to be present. I kind of want to see what's going around me. And the neckband, it handled the Android operating system part. I had my hands free. The screen was just there. I'd walk forward. The screen moved with me. It was floating. It was a very strange feeling the first time I used it. And then honestly, it immediately started feeling normal. Like I adjusted to it. Like, oh, I'm living in the future. The neckband is great, but the battery is about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours if you're not really pushing it. And it honestly starts to get pretty warm on the right-hand side here. It's not uncomfortable. It's not burning me, but you can kind of start to feel the radiant heat, and you know you're burning through your battery pretty quickly. And at Disney, 2 to 3 hours go by pretty fast. So for the pool, and yes, I wore XR glasses at the pool, and yes, I'm aware of how that looks. I switched over to using my phone as the source. Plug this into the side of your glasses, plug this into your phone, and now the phone is pushing the image instead of the neckband. And the advantage here is that your phone battery is almost certainly bigger than your neckband battery. If you have a modern phone, like a Samsung or an iPhone, you're going to have like a built-in desktop experience where you can access all your apps. But the trade-off is you're holding your phone or it's sitting next to you, corded to yourself while you're sitting there, which at the pool, sitting in a chair is completely fine. I watched some basketball while the kids swam, and I didn't have to share the screen with anyone. And I didn't have to squint at the phone in the bright Florida sunshine. I just used this dimmer button, and now I'm in my own theater. Also, your phone audio still comes out of the glasses' built-in speakers. It's not like a complete Special Forces Metal Gear kind of thing where no one's going to hear anything, but the vast majority goes directly to your temples, and the sound goes into your ears without blocking your ears. You can hear your kids calling for you. You can hear if someone says something to you. You're not isolated, and that's actually really important when you're in line. You don't want to hold people up, or your kids are in a pool and you don't want them to drown, but you still want to watch basketball because it's March Madness. It's March Madness. Then Ohio State loses to TCU like a bunch of chumps. And the third use case is USB-C handhelds and laptops. And this is a use case that I think is actually the most compelling one for this channel's audience specifically. A handheld like the Odin 3 here has USB-C display output. So you plug it into the Luma Ultras, and now that Snapdragon 8 Elite processor is pushing out a perceived 152-inch virtual screen in my hotel room at like 10 o'clock at night while the kids and my wife are asleep just 3 feet away because those resort hotels, they're tight. The same thing works with a laptop. So if you've got a work trip coming up, or you're going to be in a small hotel room, going to be on a long train or plane ride, the glasses turn any device with USB-C display out into a private cinema. For the more sit-down stationary use cases where you got a surface to put stuff on, you put your laptop, you have time to get settled, this is where the Luma Ultra is at its absolute best. You can do multi-screens. You can have your Discord to your left, email in the center, maybe a Word document on the right, and you pin everything, and it all just kind of stays put. So you move your head, and you have 3 monitors, all on one set of glasses. It's very futury. It's very cool. They also included a power bank /switch 2 dock. And it's an extra step. There's extra plugs, extra cords. But if you're sitting still and you have a Switch or you have a Switch 2, you can get the full Switch experience on here. And since it's a battery pack, you chuck it in your bag and you can recharge your neckband or your devices while you're using them. Pretty cool. I don't need it as a battery pack because God knows I got a million from Ugreen or Anchor, but it's pretty cool. Next up, I want to talk about 2 things that made a very real difference in how comfortable these glasses were to actually use for hours and hours at a time. First up is screen scaling. There's no more blurry edges as long as you don't want there to be blurry edges. When you first power these on, your screen is at its default size of 0% magnification. And if you just leave it there, you might notice that the edges start to get a little soft, a little undefined. That's not a flaw in the display, it's just geometry. These lenses have a sweet spot, and if your virtual screen is bigger than the sweet spot, the edges start to blur. The fix, though, is simple as hell. You just scale the screen down a little bit until the edges are sharp. The Neckband lets you do it, and the companion Viture apps let you do it as well. And you can scale down maybe 10% where the whole image just snaps into clarity. The edges tighten up. The corners look clean. You find that point and you just stop there. You might lose a little virtual visual size, but what you gain is a screen that looks like it's actually in focus all the way to the edges. And honestly though, I spent maybe 5 minutes dialing in the zoom settings. You can also fine tune your individual eye focus dials on top here. Just a couple minutes on the first day I got these, and then I didn't think about it again for the rest of the trip. Honestly, just worth a couple minutes fine tuning. I untuned, wait a minute. There it is. It's just that easy. Spin the dials. Whenever I use or review XR glasses, there's always a nausea question that comes up. Get it? Like puke comes up. It's a dad joke. I'm going to be upfront. I didn't experience any nausea at all while using these, but I've seen enough people mention it in reviews and comments that I kind of want to address it because it's a real thing. I've gotten queasy on XR glasses in the past, but there are settings to help. The main cause of discomfort with XR glasses is screen drift. So when you turn your head, the screen usually moves with you, and it moves with you in a way that doesn't match what your inner ear is expecting. The Luma Ultra has 2 modes to address this. A fixed mode, where the screen is anchored to a point in space, and it stays there no matter where you look, and a smooth follow mode, where it drifts along with your head movement. For most people, including myself, fixed mode is much more comfortable for long sessions because it behaves like a real screen. It's like you've pinned it on the wall. Your eyes and your inner ear all agree the screen is sitting there in front of you. There's no need to get pukey. It's fine. Everything's fine. The electrochromatic dimming also helps here. The more you can see your real environment around the screen, the more context your brain has, and the less confused it gets. If you find yourself feeling off, just lighten the lenses to the point where you can still see the screen, but you're not in a VR tunnel of puke. But all that being said, nausea was a complete non-factor for me the entire time I used them, even when I was moving around. And that's much more than I can say for some other models of XR glasses. Also, speaking of moving around, I may have worn these on the Dumbo Ride. Now, I'm going to get a lot of people who probably aren't parents who are going to yell at me in the comments about not being present for my kid. And I think the real parents probably understand what's going on. I put the glasses on our 4th Dumbo Ride of the day, just for like 2 or 3 minutes, because I wanted to capture some footage. And I honestly wanted to see what it looked like, because there are front-facing cameras on here. It helps with gestures, and you can record yourself just bebopping and scatting around. Now, they're not Meta Ray-Bans, but you can get some pretty cool video, albeit with a menu screen floating around in the center of your vision. The point is, these glasses are comfortable enough that wearing them on a spinning ride was a completely normal experience. They stayed put, nothing shifted, which is actually meaningful because it tells you something about the fit. And I never felt sick. I guarantee you that if I was doing this with some earlier generations of XR glasses, it would not have ended well. You know that part in The Sandlot where they all try chewing tobacco at the summer fair? Yeah, that's what would have happened. I also want to talk about how to control the screen. You can download a Neckband app on your phone or utilize these forward-facing cameras for hand gestures. And they're kind of intuitive, but they honestly didn't immediately click for me. And I'm lazy and I'm impatient, so I defaulted to just using my phone most of the time. But then again, I didn't try very hard. And the app on your phone connects via Bluetooth. There's no extra wires. It's not connected to anything. And I only really ever had to use it to get content started, like to get a video selected and press play, and then I put it back in my pocket. I put it back on a table. All that being said, the gesture controls worked okay when I had to use them in a pinch. Get it? Because pinch is a gesture. You just need to have enough light and also not feel self-conscious about waving your hands around like Tony Stark while you're waiting in line for a smoked turkey leg from Gaston's. Now we're going to get to the honest part of the video where we talk about price, because the Viture Luma Ultra glasses, especially with the neckband, it's not cheap. You're looking at a real investment. These ultra level glasses are $600, and then the neckband is another, what, $300 on top of that? I want to be honest with you guys because I think that this is a product where if you love it, you are going to love it. You're going to want it. You're going to use it all the time. And people who are on the fence should probably stay on the fence until they can at least try it out for an extended period of time in real life, like at a store somewhere. If you travel regularly for work, for family trips, whatever, and you're the kind of person who wants a private screen everywhere you go, or you want to multitask with multi-screens in a very small space, these are legitimately great, and the price starts to make sense over time. But if you're a homebody who mostly games on a couch and you already have a nice TV or a projector or something, then your use case is a lot smaller and the price is going to be a lot harder to justify. I'm in the first category. I love these stupid things. I brought them to Disney World and I use them every day. It's probably the best endorsement I can give. These Viture Luma Ultra glasses here are the best version of a product category that is genuinely still figuring itself out. The neckband honestly makes it a great standalone device. These Sony micro OLED panels in here make it something you actually want to look at for hours. And your USB-C compatibility means if you don't have the neckband, it's still going to work with basically everything you already own. Your phone, your laptop, your Odin 3, your ROG Ally, all that stuff. There are some things you need to know going in. You're going to want to dial in your screen scaling before you commit to a long session, or else you're going to get sick. You want to use the fixed mode if you're at all sensitive to motion. And I would honestly, if you're going to get it, budget with the neckband. Like, just buy the neckband. The glasses alone are capable, but the neckband, it turns it from an accessory into like future tech. I feel like Tony Stark. I feel like, I don't know, like I'm in a fighter jet. Like there's a heads-up display when I'm doing stuff. It's not just cool. It seems like a couple years ahead of where we should be, and that's awesome. And if the price works for you, like you're looking at $1,000 with everything all bundled together, I'm not going to tell you to wait. These are good right now. If the price is a stretch, and Viture's probably going to get mad at me for saying this, but there are cheaper XR glasses out there that cover the basics, but they're not as cool as these, especially with this neckband. Well, Gary, the clock on the wall says it's time for What Did We Learn? And we learned that the best screen you can have at Disney World is one that nobody else can see. We learned that the neckband on this thing handles your hands-free go-anywhere needs, while your phone or your Odin 3 handle the hotel room at 10 p.m. when everyone else has passed out from their 12 miles of walking. But you're still wired as hell because you drank about 5 liters of refillable resort sodas. And somehow it all fits in your carry-on luggage. We're going to have links below for the Luma Ultra and the neckband and all the other accessories. And if this video helped you out, you know what to do. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. If this video isn't your cup of tea, well, I only do maybe, 1 or 2 XR glasses videos a year. So subscribe and stick around anyway for my next video. It'll probably be about a specific device, maybe a classic game. Regardless, ring the bell, please. Please, just ring the bell. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.